Hey guys, Synchro here. Today we're going to be talking about positioning. I find it's one of the things that newer players struggle with a lot, but it's a big part of the game. It's a very important part of the game, and it can be the difference between winning a fight and losing a fight, and the difference between getting a first place and a second place, or even a first place and a fourth place if it's a competitive lobby. So something that you should definitely learn, and it's fairly simple to learn. So today I've got a game that I think demonstrates it very well. So let's go through it together. First of all, there's only two players left here. So we know we're always going to fight the same person, and we're trying to get first place. So positioning is going to be very important in helping us get there. I'm playing 5 twin shots. We've got pretty good carries. Gangplank's got great items. He's on the socialite square here as well, by the way. And then we've got a Lucian 3. He doesn't have full items, but that's just how the game went. Let's have a look at how this fight could potentially play out. The idea behind the Seraphine here is that she gets a good angle on their whole team, particularly their carries. And then I placed this dummy here thinking that Talon would jump and hit the dummy. We'll see that the Talon actually doesn't. He hits the Seraphine instead, so not very good on that, but we'll learn from it. The other thing is this dummy's up here to attract their carries to attack before attacking Morgana, so my front line will last longer. Let's let this play out and see how this fight goes. So you can see Talon hits Seraphine, unfortunately. Gallo gets a fat ult off, and then Seraphine ults and then immediately dies. And by the time we start to work through her front line, we've got nothing left. Morgana is the last unit to die. That's very bad. Obviously, our tank, we don't want to be the last unit to die. We'll just fast forward through this. We get a Sunfire from the crab, and he gets a trap claw. I'll pause this when we load in. So what's changed here? What did I do differently? So instead now, I've given up on the Seraphine angle. I'd rather her live longer, and I've placed both my phony front lines down the corner. This is to draw the Zeri into firing on them. So then the rest of my team here, they keep safe away from the Zeri shots because Zeri's doing most of the damage. Particularly if Draven can get stuck hitting the Morgana for the whole game, the Draven's not going to do a lot. So the downside is that my Morgana will tank the carry straight away. There's no dummy here, but Morgana was the last unit alive, so it wasn't like she was taking too much damage last time. This means that the rest of my carriers will stay healthy enough to hopefully try and work through his team quicker than Zeri can get through these phony front lines. So let's let this one play out. Talon still hits the center. It's whatever. Galio gets a good ult off on my whole team still. But the difference here is that by the time the Zeri starts working on the rest of my team, the rest of my team is able to walk up into her face and she dies before she can finish me off. So the positioning was the difference in that fight. You can see that clearly. Let's fast forward through again. I'll just back it up slightly. This guy has noticed that I changed, and now he swapped sides as well. Let's get it in a little more. This time, this positioning is very bad for me. Not only is Zeri going to fire on my whole team, but also Gangplank is going to be tanking the rest of his team here. Morgana isn't going to be my tank anymore, so Gangplank is going to die way too quickly. He's not going to get any damage off. My phony frontline is essentially useless over here, and we'll see that this fight, it's not even close. And again, it's because of the positioning. Nothing's changed. His board hasn't gotten any stronger. Mine hasn't gotten any stronger. It's only the positioning that's changed. So my phony front line is the last to die, which is always a bad thing. Well, I guess Jinx is the last actually, but it's not even close. We lose that one convincingly. So last round now, I'll back it up just a little. You can see how I change at the last second. This is where it's a first or a second place here. If I win, he's going to be knocked out, and if he wins, I'm knocked out. So you can see he's scouting me a little bit as well. So he is trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I'm going to move last second. We're moving Morgana over so she can tank, and then of course the phony front line so they can bait the Zeri away. let's have a look at how this fight's going to go. Luckily, he doesn't change sides, so this is looking a lot better for us again. We've got Phony Frontlines are going to bait this Zeri. She's only going to clip the GP. She might even not hit the GP sometimes, depends how he walks. Morgana, of course, is going to be tanking for us, which is what we need. And our backline is completely safe. Zeri has got no angle on them until she works through the Phony front line. So this guy is really strong. He's got a full set of items, good items on his carries. And he's got a strong front line. So our board is weaker, I would say here. I mean, I do have 3-cost GP, 3-cost Morgana, a 3-star, sorry, and 3-star Lucian. So my board's not weak either, but I would say based on strength here alone on paper, he has a better board. He's level 9 as well, of course. But thanks to the positioning, we're able to eke out a win. Let's just see. By the time, see this Phony front line, it tanks so much for us. By the time the Phony front line's down, he doesn't have anything left, and we can get onto his Zeri and kill his Zeri. From there, it's a tight one. Where, I won't lie, we only just win, but a win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get them. It's a close one, but we get it. And that's all down to positioning. That's the only difference between those fights. There was no items that changed. There was no units that changed. It was only the positioning on the board. So you can see how it can affect your games. And it's not just Zeri you can use this against. Champions such as Syndra. Syndra loves to throw your unit onto the furthest away enemy. It's not it's nothing but the furthest away enemy. So if your backline is all clumped up over here, you're going to get your whole team thrown on. This is more of a deal when you're versing VIP Syndra, because she'll also stun them. But what you could do instead is you could clump up majority of your backline and then just leave your main carry on the opposite side. Of course, that is thinking that the Syndra is over here, because she's going to throw it to the furthest side. Furthest away enemy, of course. Whereas if Syndra was here, it wouldn't matter. She's just going to throw it straight in your carry. There's a couple others that do furthest away. Caitlyn's another one. And then there's some units that do clumped instead, which you can, again, manipulate. So Seraphine's one of them. She'll throw it at the most clumped enemies, so you can have your carry on the opposite side to all your other units. Renata is another one that does that. And Singed throws it at the largest clump of enemies, not the furthest away. Some people think that's how he works, but it's the largest clump, not the furthest away. So yeah, I hope this video is helpful to you. It's a big part of the game, and it's something that it isn't too hard. I recommend just watching your fights. Watch how the fights play out. Don't tab out onto your second monitor and watch something else. Pay attention to the fight and see how the fight played out. Why did you win or why did you lose? And then you can react accordingly. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're interested, I'm giving away free coaching lessons at the moment. Check my description. You can see about it there. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So thanks a lot for watching. See ya.